Live from Fargo and serving you on TV, online, and on the go. This is Valley News Live 10 at 10.
A Lemoore County man called our whistleblower hotline because he's frustrated after waiting months for his bathroom remodel. Good evening and thanks for watching. The man claims a West Fargo business started the work, tried to install the product, and now he wants his money back. Valley News Team's Ashley Bishop investigates.
I mean, I just don't understand how people can do business like that and try to take advantage of people. I just don't understand it.
Reed Jawalski says he's very disappointed in the West Fargo business Bath Planet. He says they sold him a new tub in April, gave him this estimate sheet, and took his deposit and cashed it.
And give me a price was $7,900, and I had to pay $1,580 down payment. And they guaranteed me that the project would be done in 3 to 5 weeks.
Jawalski says the tub wasn't installed until June 13th, several weeks after he was told it would be installed by. He said the installation process started out well until the new tub was brought in.
And he went and got the new tub put in there and he set up in the wall, and I says, well, it was facing the wrong direction. And he says, what do you mean? I says, well, it's the wrong tub. It had to go east and west, or north and south instead of east and west. So the tub had the wrong splash panel on it.
In addition to having the wrong tub, Jawalski says the installer broke his mirror. Jawalski said after that incident, he wanted to scrap the project and just have his money returned.
Well, they had the wrong stuff and it was already late, and that's the reason I had them to do this project, because I wanted it done in a timely fashion. Otherwise, I had to get somebody local to do it.
Valley News Live sat down with one of the co-owners, a sales manager, and a warehouse manager from Bath Planet off camera to get their side of what happened. They say a contract was signed. However, Bath Planet could only show us this statement of work that confirmed a list of materials and that a deposit was due. However, it did not specify the direction the tub should sit. Bath Planet also admitted that they were significantly behind in the project. They took Jawalski's deposit on April 7th and didn't start the work until mid-June. They claim they tried reaching out to Jawalski to schedule a time to install the tub, but he didn't return their calls. After beginning work, Bath Planet says Jawalski became frustrated and kicked their workers out of the home.
Well, I'd really like to see my money back and be done with it.
When we met with Bath Planet, they told us they would be willing to refund Jawalski's money to him and also money for the broken mirror. Bath Planet told us they cut the check and mailed it out on Friday morning. We will update you once Jawalski receives his refund. Now, Bath Planet also released the following statement. We here at Bath Planet are devoted to a high level of customer service and strive to ensure that all customers are completely satisfied at the completion of any job we perform. In regard to this specific issue, we regret that this issue took as long as it did to resolve. There were communication issues that delayed this process. We are happy that we were able to come to a satisfactory resolution for our client. There's a lesson to be learned for all involved. Make sure you understand the total scope of the work and tell the company or contractor, and make sure you accurately communicate your expectations. Now get everything in writing in a detailed contract so no miscommunications can happen. Also, if you don't hear from the company in a time they said they would complete the work, make sure you get in touch with them and demand to know what is causing the holdup.
Thanks, Ashley. Reed Jawalski was able to get help with this matter by calling our whistleblower hotline. You can do the same if you need help with issues in your community. Call our hotline now at 701-237-6576 or submit your tip online with our web form. 3 vehicles were involved in an accident in Lake Park this afternoon. According to Sergeant Bachman with Becker County Sheriff's Office, Bachman said a truck driving on Highway 10 tried to turn onto 2nd Street in Lake Park. That's when a car traveling westbound hit the pickup truck, causing it to flip and collide with another vehicle that was stopped at the stop sign on 2nd Street, about to turn onto Highway 10. Sergeant Bachman said the driver of the car was life-flighted to Fargo. She didn't have life-threatening injuries, according to him, but the life flight was initiated as a precaution. No other injuries were reported, and the crash is under investigation. 3 teens were injured in a rollover accident Saturday night near Northwood, North Dakota. According to North Dakota Highway Patrol, the vehicle was traveling from Red Willow Lake, North Dakota to Grand Forks. The driver, a 17-year-old female, drifted to the right of the shoulder of the road on Highway 15. She then overcorrected and ran into a ditch. The vehicle went airborne and rolled. Highway Patrol says all 3 people in the car were taken to All True Hospital. One person in the vehicle, a juvenile female, sustained serious injuries. The cause of the crash is under investigation, and the juvenile driver could face charges. Officials are investigating 3 suspicious fires started in downtown Grand Forks early this morning. Police say the fires were started about 3 a.m. The first fire involved debris in the alleyway of the 300 block of North 6th Street. The second involved a garbage dumpster in the alleyway of the 200 block of North 6th Street. And the third involved a single-family home located at 217 North 6th Street, causing an unknown amount of damage. Officials say no injuries are reported, and all 3 fires are still under investigation. New information tonight. Yesterday, we told you police were searching for a man who ran into a cornfield after a car chase. That man is now in jail. A Clay County Sheriff's deputy found the man on Saturday afternoon. 27-year-old Andrew Hansen from Fargo was arrested after he was found near the cornfield that he ran into. He's in the Clay County jail and is facing charges for fleeing, possession of a controlled substance, and not fulfilling requirements for a 24/7 monitoring program. Turning to news making headlines across the country, according to police, 7 people were injured in a night of shooting in Minneapolis. 5 were injured in a shooting that happened just after midnight. All of the victims, 3 men and 2 women, suffered non-life-threatening injuries. According to officials, this shooting does not appear to be random, and the victims know the shooter. Another person was injured in a shooting just after 2:30 this morning. The man was transported to Henneman County Medical Center with non-life-threatening injuries. And just before 7 p.m. on Saturday, there was a shooting that left 1 man with non-life-threatening gunshot injuries. That shooting involved people in 2 vehicles firing at each other. Police have made no arrests in the shootings, and they're all under investigation. The cleanup is in process in Milwaukee after a violent night, according to officials. Peaceful demonstrations Saturday over the death of 23-year-old Civil K. Smith turned violent as the evening progressed. Protesters burned 6 businesses, including the gas station right here. Rioters threw rocks at police, leaving 4 officers injured and 7 police vehicles damaged. Police say 17 people were arrested last night. Many people showed up this morning to help clean up the aftermath.
I'm just praying for a change and for everybody not to keep on just doing the wrong things, and not for everybody to be burning down things and everybody get taken to jail every night.
All this started Saturday afternoon. Police say a foot chase ended when an officer shot Smith after ordering him to put his gun down. Smith died at the scene. The officer who fired the fatal shot was not injured and has been placed on administrative duty. And in Louisiana, historic flooding has forced thousands of people to flee from their homes. Officials say at least 7,000 people have been rescued so far, and about 1,000 cars are stuck on Interstate 12. Local and state police are working with the National Guard to get people to safety, and with cresting rivers and rain in the forecast, officials fear the flooding could get even worse. Down in Rio, Olympic swimming star Ryan MILWAUKEE and 3 other U.S. swimmers were robbed at gunpoint by individuals posing as police. Now, no one was injured in the early morning robbery, which happened when their taxi was pulled over on the way back to the Olympic Village. MILWAUKEE says the robbers pulled out guns and told the swimmers to get down on the ground.
I'm not getting down on the ground, and then the guy pulled out his gun. He cocked it, put it to my forehead. He said, "Get down," and I was like, I put my hands up. I was like, whatever. He took our money. He took my wallet.
The other swimmers were identified as Gunnar Bentz, Jake Conger, and Jimmy Fegan. And though they got away with money, they didn't steal the Olympic medals. The Olympic medals were not stolen, which is good. Those stories and more can be found on our Facebook page. Remember to like Valley News Live and lend your voice to the online conversation. Go ahead, search Valley News Live, like our page, and you'll stay informed throughout the entire day. Locally, traffic trouble is far from over. Starting tomorrow, you'll be seeing some lane closures along 45th Street in Fargo. Northbound traffic north of 7th Avenue South and 45th Street will be reduced to 1 lane on Monday. Additionally, southbound traffic on 45th Street North will also be reduced to 1 lane at the intersection of 13th Avenue North. The reason for the closures is to allow repair work on failing storm sewers. The lanes are expected to reopen by the end of the day on Friday. And over in Moorhead, 30th Avenue South and 8th Street South are also closing tomorrow. The west side of the intersection will close for about 10 days, according to MnDOT. The closure will allow construction crews to reconstruct the intersection to match the eastern half, which closed earlier this summer. This construction has been impacting businesses. As we told you in the past weeks, they've lost money because they've not seen their normal number of customers. A new bar right near the intersection of 30th Avenue says construction is playing a role in getting their business going.
There's been days where it's like, you know, it's really been slow and been really busy, you know what I mean?
Hit or miss, basically.
Yeah, we've just been kind of like scheduling around like this intersection here. Whenever it closes, we kind of reduce our hours. Whenever it's open, we like increase our hours. So yeah, we've just been kind of scheduling around it.
Construction's been tough. You got to get a little creative, you know, without spending too much money, because it's kind of hard to be driving all this traffic in. So you got to come up with creative ways to get people to deal with the construction.
O'Leary's Pub, located north of the Frothy Stache, is offering an outdoor area with live music and $5 shuttles to all Jade Presents Blue STEM shows as part of a way to get people to come visit them during construction. They'll have the shuttles running during the upcoming big concerts, including Weezer, OAR, and Nelly. People were out